Welcome to Battle with the Best of Them. I gotta think of a better intro than zooming in on my face. This is Dr. Gackman here, and I'm gonna go over some Beldum Community Day guidelines. So, first of all, on every Community Day, before every Community Day, you want to stock up on supplies, and by supplies I mean you want to have enough Beldum candy. So if you've been, once you heard that Beldum was going to be the one, you should have not been doing any more Beldum Evolves. You should have, I got 178 candy. Actually, there was a couple of Beldum hatches that I've had recently, so that added to my coffers of candy. But also other supplies too, like balls. I've been running low on balls because of Community Day. I do have rather balls and some great balls, but Ultra Balls I'm really low on, and that's not good for when you're wanting to get shinies. However, moving on to the next thing, they did add in the shop a Community Day box. It's 480 coins. And this one seems to be okay. Usually the Community Day boxes are pretty weak. This one only has one lure module, but that'll last you 3 hours on Community Days. So, and then it gives you 30 Ultra Balls. That's probably the reason I'm getting it, plus 3 incubators. Now these are regular incubators, but there is a 1/4 hash distance bonus on this Community Day. So it'd be good to go to a park where you're going to be walking around, because you'll hatch a lot of eggs doing it that way. With this, you'll have 9 hatches. I'd probably put just 2K eggs in there, but I might put other eggs or other distance eggs in there too. Man, this GPS thing is so annoying. Can't wait to get a new phone. Whatever. Anyways, so, and then 3 lucky eggs, which is whatever. I am running low on Ultra Balls, so that's probably a good box to get, and it's cheap enough. So, again, since you're going to a park that has a little bit of distance to walk around to hatch those, that 1/4 bonus hatch time, I wouldn't waste super incubators on that and make it like 1/6 the time or distance, but whatever, you can do whatever you want. So I've got some catch tips for Beldums. I have encountered a lot of Beldums in the wild, especially during the psychic event and other times when I found nests for them. They kind of thrust a lot. They come at you. You know what I mean. But yeah, they have a small hitbox too, so they're not going to be like the other, like the starters and the other Community Day Pokemon so far. It's going to be a little bit harder to hit, but you can catch them. And then I have some tips for shinies. Now, shinies on Community Days are different than shinies any other time. It's all still completely random. There's some people who go by the random number generator theory, and some of that makes sense, but I don't really believe in that. I think you have luck with certain Pokemon, and luck can change. It can be better or worse depending on how many catches you do. But you don't have to catch every one of them in order to increase your chances. You just encounter many of them. Now, in order to encounter the most, it's good to find clusters. If you find clusters of like 3 or 4 or more, click all of them really quick, go in and out. It's good to have a Pokemon Go Plus. Of course, I'm not wearing it right when I reach for it, but to catch those ones that aren't shiny, you can still attempt to catch those really quickly so that you can save some time. Chikorita Day, I got 12 Chikoritas in the area. I don't know of anybody who got that many. Not boasting or whatever, I'm just saying I got a lot of shiny Chikorritas. The spawns for Chikorita Day seemed to be much higher than other previous community days as well. Maybe that might be something that they're fixing for the future, because the Eevee Day was especially bad because it seemed like they were appearing as much as nested Pokemon, maybe a little bit more, but avoid the nested Pokemon because they kind of get in the way, and that was a problem on Eevee Day for certain. There was almost as many nested Pokemon as there were, if you go to a park that has a nest. I already said searching for clusters. Catches really don't matter. You don't have to catch them in order to get more shiny encounters. It's good to catch more so that you can get more candy, blah, blah, blah. But, just make sure to click on every Beldum that you see and just keep going until you find a shiny one. But always remember that shinies are just completely random. There's no, real pattern to it or anything. Something that I have not noticed on outlets that talk about Pokemon Go is ever since the Squirtle Squad Community Day with the sunglasses and everything, that Community Day, and it may have been before too, but I especially remembered it on that Community Day, there were field research on Pokestops that were very specific to that Community Day Pokemon. In fact, that was the only way that you could get, as far as I know, that was the only way that you could get shiny Squirtles with sunglasses. And I had gotten 4 or 5. I've already traded off 2 of them. I kept 3 so that I could, make the whole family of Squirtles, Wartortle and Blastoise, with the sunglasses that were shiny. But, so I don't have any extra ones for trade, but that was the only way that I knew how to do that. So, what I haven't noticed on other outlets that talk about community days and field research for this is, if you go to the park beforehand to stock up on supplies, or wherever you're going to go to do the community day, whether it's in a town or in a park or whatever, don't complete the field research task. If you do, that stop is done for the day. So that means that when you go back to that stop during community day and you spin it, it's not going to give you a field research if you completed it earlier that day. And that's important because some of those might be really special ones. They might guarantee you a higher IV or a higher CP or a shiny chance at a Beldum or some other special Pokemon or special items. It would stink if you went to a stop, completed a field research for something lame, and then went back to that stop and you couldn't get it, but everybody else is telling you, oh, that one gave me a perfect IV Beldum, or that one gave me 5 rare candies or something like that for catching 5 Beldum. Just don't complete any of the field research tasks before Community Day starts, because they switch over, they change, and they become Community Day related field research, which usually is catch 5 Beldum and get this, that kind of thing. So, once the Community Day ends, they disappear or they glitch out. Now, on the Chikorita Day, they glitched out and they all turned into the Meltans, which, of course, when you catch them, they turn into Dittos, because they weren't really Meltans. They were Dittos pretending to be Meltans. So, that was kind of cool, but there was also other glitches, too. People had to restart their app and, just try to catch them all before the Community Day ends. The nice thing about Beldum, the Community Days now, is that they are making it to where when you evolve it all the way up to Metagross, you got an hour now after the Community Day event ends, which in this area is 5 p.m. So up until 6 p.m. you can evolve it all the way up, so you can find your best one or whichever ones that you want to evolve, and it'll have Meteor Mash. And I made a little symbol here, or I found a symbol. Here's a symbol that I copied. I found it on the internet. And I think that'll be a cool symbol for Meteor Mash to let you know that that's what its special move is. Only on the Community Day. So you got up to an hour after the Community Day ends, which in the past they haven't done that too much. I mean, they did with Eevee because there's so many different evolutions, but so here's my symbol for that, and you will have up to an hour after Community Day ends to evolve it all the way up to get that special move. Also, it's a Steel and Psychic type, so it'll be weather boosted by icy and windy weather, and it's going to be windy in my area for today. It was extremely windy yesterday. It was good for trying to catch, because windy boosts Psychic and ice boosts Steel types. It was really good to search for like Mewtwo's, because then you have a chance of catching a weather boosted Mewtwo. Well, these are supposedly the levels that they could be. The CP to possibly get 100% perfect Beldum. But, you know, if you have IV trackers, you can do it that way. I have my own system for doing it. I don't use the IV trackers, but these are the numbers that are supposedly for weather boosted and regular ones to possibly catch a 100% Beldum. So, also when you make your Metagross with Meteor Mash, maybe make a couple extra if you've got enough candy, because those will be good for trade fodder for later on for other people who couldn't do the Community Day. So, good luck and happy hunting out there. Sorry if this was long-winded, as I usually tend to be, but I just wanted to go over everything. And thank you for watching.